Hey, so I'm back with another terrible online dating story. It is what it is, but I'm gonna get right into it. And it's not as bad as the last one, so you know, that's good. I guess it's kind of a win. So anywho, with this guy, I also met him on POF. You know, POF really should cut me a check because all this nonsense that I've dealt with, like they need me on their team. Anywho, so met this guy on POF like I said, and I didn't Skype him like I normally do, and I know I should have, but like I just forgot. Like it wasn't that big of a deal to me. So we had some pictures and stuff, so like I knew what he looked like and everything, so I was like, okay, most likely he's not a catfish, because he was like on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe like a solid 7. He wasn't like super ugly or anything, just kind of like awkward or whatever. So he seemed cool. We talked, he seemed like a nice guy. Everything was fine. So we then said, okay, it was a Monday. We said, okay, we're going to hang out on a Thursday. So I was like, okay, cool. So on Tuesday and Wednesday, I had texted him and stuff, and he never responded. So I assumed that we weren't going to hang out on Thursday, which wasn't a big deal to me because we were going to hang out for breakfast. And I'm not a morning person. So anytime I can cancel a plan and not have to go, out in the morning, that's a win for me. So I was like, whatever, it's not a big deal. And Thursday morning came, and I was sleeping. Good deep sleep, man. I remember like it was yesterday. And I hear somebody banging at the door. They were the goddamn police. So I jump up like, who the hell is this? I look outside, and this is ugly, bony guy walking towards his car, and I'm just like, who the hell is that? So I like look at my phone. There's like 8 missed calls, 3 voicemails, some text messages saying, I'm here, I'm outside, what are you doing? I'm leaving in 5 minutes if you don't come outside. And I'm just like, if it was me coming to someone's house and they did not answer me, I wouldn't have started leaving from where I'm at to see you, because how do you know that we're still on for the day? Like normally I'll respond and be like, yeah, I'm getting ready, come through, whatever the case is. But this time I did not do that, so I didn't understand why he was acting all stupid. So I answered my phone finally, and I say, hey, he's like, I'm outside, come on. And I'm like, fine, whatever. We're gonna go to IHOP, and I'm like, if anything, I'm just doing this because I love pancakes, not because I really care about this fool whatsoever. So I get in the car, and it's like around, like, it was kind of chilly outside. So, just a chilly day. And I had on jeans, one of my Cosby sweaters from the thrift store that I love, and my some like knee-high boots or something, kind of casually cute, nothing too major. We're going to IHOP, for crying out loud. So I get in the car, and he's like, you couldn't have looked any cuter. Excuse me? Strike 1. I was like, oh no. Actually, no, that's strike 2, because you already banged on my door like you lost your mind. And then secondly, not only cute enough for your partially cute ass. Excuse me. How rude. So we're in the car, and I'm just like over there sitting there with an attitude. I was honestly sitting there like, and just over it. So we get to IHOP, and he's sitting there, and he's like, oh, I think we should start over. We got off on the wrong foot. And I'm just like, yeah, you think so? So we're sitting there, and we're talking and stuff like that. And as the dates went on, I just found myself more and more annoyed, because he was sarcastic, as am I, but he was just over the top sarcastic. And it's like, you are already on 2 strikes. So for your personality to be so strong on the first date and you already pissed me off, you're just on like a losing streak right now. So just stop. So after that, he was like, did I want to like hang out or anything else? So I was like, no, not really. And he was like, did you want to walk around or something? And I'm like, sure. So we went to this park by my house, and we were like walking and hanging out and stuff like that. And I was like, ready to go home. And we were walking, and then there was like a bench. He's like, do you want to sit down and talk? And I'm like, sure. So we get to this bench, and he's like, sits down, and then I go to sit down, and then he like scoots over so I'll sit on his lap. And I personally don't really like stuff like that because it's weird. It's like we're both grown. Why am I sitting on your lap? I feel like the only time that that's like okay is if like, you know, we're at like some kind of like house party and there's like no seats. So I'll sit on your lap. Maybe like half a leg or something. Like, because like if it's not like that, then why am I sitting on your lap? So when he had did that, I was like, can you not? So like he kept coming closer to me, and I was just like, oh God, please just leave me alone. So he was sitting like right next to me, like super close, and I'm just like, this is awkward. So he kept like coming in to like kiss me, and I was just like, I'm not letting this happen. So what I did was every time he tried to like make his like body towards me so he could like kiss me, I would like lay my head on his shoulder. So after like 3 or 4 times of that, I guess he got the hint, like, I don't want to kiss you. And then also when he turned to talk to me, he was like, oh yeah, hey, Iman. And I was like, I don't know what he ate from IHOP, but his breath, boy, I don't even know what he was eating. Just trifling. Just straight up trifling. So I was just like, oh, absolutely not. You're not about to singe my face off. Like, are you serious? So then when he had like tried to like give me a hug or embrace me or whatever that was, like my hand had like touched like his crotch area like this. And then like he was wearing these tight ass jeans, but it's like they were tight fitting but like still his size because he was kind of like a slim build. And my hand touched this little nudge, and I was just like, ugh, what the hell is that? Like, ugh, disgusting. And he was taller than me, and he was probably like maybe 6'2", 6'3", not that tall, and his pants were high waters. This is like my number one pet peeve about tall guys. Like, you're tall, you get pants that fit and that are long enough. Same thing for my tall ladies. Like, there's no need for a high water. There's no need. If you're wearing high water pants, you should never be able to have someone spot it out because they're tucked into some jeans. I mean, you're tucked into some boots, whatever. So yeah. And yeah, then after we left the park, and he left the park, went back to my house, and he was about to drop me off, and I was like, thank God. And then he like reached in for a kiss. So when he did that, I hit him with the cheek. And I was just like, nah, no thanks. So yeah, he kissed me on my cheek, and I was just like, ooh. And then he left. And 2 weeks later, he texted me, and he was like, hey, do you want to go to the movies? And I was just like, I didn't even respond, honestly, because I was just like, not really interested, you know. I mean, that sounds kind of mean, but I honestly don't really care, because I would rather someone just, you know, stop talking to me rather than keep talking to me and lead me on. So yeah. And then what I noticed about his face versus his pictures he seemed a lot more attractive, and then in person, because it was the same person, but you know, angles and lighting and editing is everything. So maybe he's a master of all of those things, but when I saw his face, I was like, oh hell no. Oh hell no. And I think most likely he was black, white, and Asian. So one of those like Blasian whites or something, if you want to group it together like that. And not even one of the attractive ones, because I've seen some Blasians and it's like, okay, it looked pretty good, but not him. No, no, no. So yeah, that's the end of that terrible ass story. So it's probably about one more or two more terrible dating stories that I have with this little series of terrible dates. So yeah, that's it for me today with this video. So once again, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. You know, definitely like it on up and comment below and tell me about your terrible dating stories, whether they're online or someone you met at the bar or church.
Kicks with some boom bap, a little flow, subscribe from the trap. After a long day of work, you need to relax. Crack a bottle open, maybe with a six pack, bring it back. Man, I'm talking about the classics, back when everything sounded so damn organic. When you're feeling homesick or you feel alone, it's the type of song that's gonna take you back home.